Every hour, for 5 minutes, Paris holds its breath. 300 meters of iron ignite into 20,000 points of light. Cameras click. Lovers embrace. The world watches. But what you're seeing was never meant to exist. This is the Eiffel Tower, and it was almost destroyed before it ever touched the sky. In 1887, Paris declared war on the man who dared to dream it. Artists called it a metal carcass. Writers signed petitions demanding it be stopped. One critic swore he'd eat lunch at its restaurant every day, not because he liked it, but because it was the only place in Paris where he couldn't see it. They called Gustave Eiffel a madman. History called him a genius. This is the story of how an impossible idea became the most recognized structure on Earth. Paris, 1886. The city that gave the world the Louvre, Notre Dame, and the Arc de Triomphe faced a problem. How do you prove you're still the center of civilization? The answer came in the form of a competition. France would host the 1889 Universal Exposition, a world's fair celebrating the 100th anniversary of the French Revolution. They needed a centerpiece. Something that would make every nation on Earth look up and say, how did they do that? 107 proposals flooded in. A giant guillotine, a 300-meter tall stone lighthouse, a colossal sprinkler to water Paris during summer. And then, Gustave Eiffel submitted his design. An iron tower, 300 meters tall, twice the height of anything ever built. The committee chose Eiffel. Paris erupted in rage. February 14th, 1887. A letter appeared in Le Temps, one of Paris's most prestigious newspapers. It began, "We, writers, painters, sculptors, architects, passionate lovers of the beauty of Paris, protest with all our strength against the erection of the useless and monstrous Eiffel Tower. Guy de Maupassant, Alexandre Dumas, Charles Gounod. The titans of French culture had united against one man." They called his tower a black gigantic factory chimney, a metal asparagus, the shame of Paris. Eiffel's response was 11 words. "I believe the tower will have its own beauty." He had less than 26 months to prove it. January 28th, 1887. Construction begins. May 15th, 1889. The tower must be complete and ready for the world. In between, 18,000 metal pieces, each one unique. 2.5 million rivets. 4 massive foundations, 2 underwater. Assembly at heights no human had ever worked before. And it all had to be calculated by hand. No computers, no CAD software. Just mathematics, ambition, and will. The race had begun, but so had the battle. The Champ de Mars, January 1887. While Paris argued, Eiffel's team went to war with the Earth itself. Each of the tower's 4 legs would need foundations deep enough to support 10,000 tons. 2 sat on solid ground, easy enough. The other 2? 15 meters from the Seine River. Eiffel's solution was audacious. Pressurized caissons, watertight chambers sunk below the riverbed. Workers descended into these metal boxes, pumped full of compressed air, and dug through mud and water to pour concrete foundations in the dark. It was like building a cathedral underwater. By March, the foundations were set. The real climbing could begin. 50 kilometers outside Paris, an army of metal workers bent iron into shapes that had never existed. Each piece was labeled, each hole pre-drilled. The tower would be assembled like the world's deadliest jigsaw puzzle, 300 meters in the air. On site, Steam cranes lifted 7-ton beams as workers walked iron paths with nothing but sky below them. No safety harnesses, no hard hats, no second chances. Each rivet had to be heated to white hot, inserted, and hammered in seconds before it cooled. 4-man teams, 1 heater, 2 holders, 1 striker, working in perfect rhythm. Clang, clang, clang. The sound echoed across Paris day and night, and the tower grew. By April 1888, 50 meters, the base was complete. From the ground, it looked like 4 iron legs stepping out of the earth. By August, 100 meters. The tower now looked down on Notre Dame. Workers said the view made them dizzy. Critics said the tower made them sick. By March 1889, 200 meters. Nothing in Europe had ever stood this tall. The tower was visible from 70 kilometers away. Eiffel had 1 month left. March 31st, 1889. 26 months after breaking ground, Gustave Eiffel stood at the base of his tower. It was finished. Every beam in place, every rivet set. But there was no elevator. The machinery wasn't ready. So the 54-year-old engineer began to climb. 1,710 steps, 300 meters. He climbed past the first platform, past the second, up the narrow iron staircase as wind whipped through the lattice. At the summit, breathless but triumphant, Gustave Eiffel unfurled the French tricolor and hoisted it into the sky. Below, a crowd that had gathered to watch erupted. Paris was looking at its future. And for the first time, some of them were smiling. 312 meters tall, the tallest structure on Earth, built in 2 years, 2 months, and 5 days. And despite the danger, despite 300 workers laboring in the sky, only 1 man lost his life. His name was Angelo Scagliotti, a rivet heater working after hours. History remembers the tower, but the men who built it deserve our respect, too. May 6th, 1889. The gates of the Universal Exposition swung open. 32 million people would visit over the next 6 months, and every single one of them had heard about La Tour Eiffel. Some came to mock it. Some came to marvel at it. Nobody came and left unchanged. Americans called it the 8th wonder of the world. Japanese visitors said it touched the realm of the gods. A British journalist wrote, "It is impossible to look at it without feeling small." But the real experience was the climb. The elevators themselves were engineering marvels, hydraulic pistons lifting wooden cabins up a curved track. Passengers gripped the railings as Paris fell away beneath them. First platform, 57 meters. You could see the exposition pavilion spread out like a toy city. The Seine glittered below. Some visitors felt their legs weaken and refused to go higher. Second platform, 115 meters. Paris became a map. The Arc de Triomphe, a white dot. Notre Dame, a tiny cross. One woman fainted. Another laughed until she cried. Summit, 276 meters above the ground. At the top, people described the same feeling. Infinity. The horizon curved. Clouds passed at eye level. On clear days, you could see 70 kilometers in every direction. Men wept. Women prayed. Children pressed their faces to the iron lattice, trying to comprehend the impossible geometry of being this high with nothing but air around them. A journalist wrote, "For 5 minutes, I understood what it meant to be human, small, fragile, and capable of miracles." But not everyone converted. Guy de Maupassant supposedly ate at the tower's restaurant every day because it was the only place in Paris where he didn't have to look at it. Other artists continued their attacks. It's a factory smokestack, an industrial nightmare. It will be dismantled in 20 years, and Paris will breathe again. That last part wasn't just opinion. It was in the contract. Gustave Eiffel's agreement with the city of Paris was clear. The tower would stand for 20 years. At midnight on December 31st, 1909, ownership would transfer to the city, and the city had the right to dismantle it. The tower's enemies marked their calendars. They had no idea that Eiffel was about to make his tower indispensable. Gustave Eiffel understood something his critics didn't. Beauty fades, utility endures. So he transformed the top of his tower into something Paris couldn't destroy: a laboratory. Meteorological instruments to study weather, a wind tunnel for aerodynamic experiments, barometers, thermometers, instruments measuring atmospheric pressure at heights never before reached. And in 1898, a wireless telegraph antenna. That antenna changed everything. By 1903, the French military realized the tower's radio transmitter could send signals 6,000 kilometers, far enough to reach across continents. It could communicate with ships in the Atlantic, coordinate troop movements, intercept enemy messages. Then came August 1914, the First World War. While soldiers died in trenches, radio operators at the Eiffel Tower intercepted German military communications. In 1914, they decoded a message that led to the First Battle of the Marne, a French victory that changed the course of the war. A monument built to celebrate peace and become an instrument of survival. December 31st, 1909 came and went. The demolition order never arrived. The tower had earned its life.